All right, so this is number 7, and you guys have seen this one drawn on the board because this is the one that you are supposed to know from memory, and you should know it from memory. This is a 3-wire control, and it is a basic stop-start station. So, a couple of things I want to notice when we do this one. One of the things I want to notice, let's activate the switch. These are momentary. So when I press and release the switch, that's it. As long as when my finger comes off, it goes. So it doesn't stay in a permanent state. It's a temporary switch. And the way that this one will work, again, current or voltage through this normally closed switch, and that's our stop, the normally closed. So we have potential sitting here at this side, one side of our normally open push button, which will serve as a start button in this case, and going to one side of a normally open set of contacts, which are controlled by motor starter 1. This is what, in this particular circuit, this will be often called a holding contact or a sealing contact. That's SEALING, sealing contact. The reason it's called that, when we push this momentary push button down, it's just going to go down and come up. But when we do that, it's going to allow current flow through the coil. And when that happens, when this has voltage, the current flow, it's going to close this set of contacts. Once this set of contacts is closed, it will not need, because these are in parallel, it will not need this contact to keep voltage at the circuit. It will then take over here and come through this portion of the parallel circuit and keep the circuit going, keep the circuit active. Now that will stay that way until a couple of different things can happen. One, the normal route to stop this would be to push the stop button. That would open up the circuit to both the start button, the contacted start button, and at the holding contact would not have voltage. That would then interrupt power in this branch, and this would go off. Of course, we have overload contacts. If there was to be an overload in the motor and we were to lose this contact, the current overload, then the circuit would go off. Anytime that this loses power, all right, this coil opening this, then we have to restart the motor with this button. So, and if we were to have a power failure of some kind, if a fuse were to blow in line 1 or the power to flicker in the building or whatever, same thing, we would lose this coil, this contact would open and we would lose the circuit. So let's go ahead and hit this momentary contact for the start button. And just that temporary action that you see, once that went down, voltage was made long enough to energize this and close this set of contacts. Now the flow is through here and through. All right, so again, if we were to have the normal way to stop this, just hit the stop button, and just that momentary opening opened it up and shut it off. Again, let's start it. You can see the momentary. And let's say we had an overload. Same thing, we lose power. You can't start it now because we don't have power. Let's say in this case would be the neutral is gone. Let's reset. And now we can start. And that is how a 3-wire stop-start with a sealing circuit works.